Ladies and gentlemen, Crampions closed beta weekend 1 has completed. I put in 27 hours in the freaking game. I'd like to give my thoughts and opinions and just my confidence with this game and all that good stuff. First overall topic, let's just talk about the items in the game. Overall, looking pretty good. You can read your little blurb about all the items before you pick them up. I like the fact that the chests spawn at the end of islands. Flawless. You don't get hit at all, take any damage in an island, you get a bonus chest. There are a few perks and mods that naturally aren't perfect, but that's all just balancing tweaks that are easy to implement, and we already know the Noisestorm is going to be making a lot of those. The crowd favorite weapon is the orb launcher, least favorite is the sniper. Sniper feels pretty underpowered, but we already know it's getting a buff. We know the shotgun already got a buff. That's right, he updated the game midway through the first beta weekend and already fixed a bunch of stuff. Part of the fun of a game like this is finding those synergies, playing around, seeing what works and what doesn't. Moving on to difficulty, the only real glaring issue that was present, and that's just the general gist that it's too hard. I can see people that don't have good experience in shooters struggling a lot. I've been a gamer all my life. I still went out there on my first normal difficulty run and literally died at the beginning of round 3. You gotta beat the boss fight on round 23 to get a win. You know, I got the gist of it, the movement, the schmovement, you gotta move around, play with your melee, your grenades, your weapons. It's all gotta be a cohesive unit, but again, still feels a little tough. Another thing with the difficulty was Horde Islands. Horde Islands were just like survive for 60 seconds. Big swarms coming out of nowhere, especially on the smaller islands. Those felt almost impossible. I'm kind of just complaining that I suck. It's kind of just a skill issue and I should just get good. He did also mention earlier today that he is adding an additional island type, some sort of champion island type that will be similar to Horde Islands, but instead of just survive for 60 seconds, you have to kill the champion. Little grunt enemies will continue to spawn until you kill the champion. Just know that he is tweaking things. We already saw a vast improvement on the difficulty for co-op runs. On to the last section, performance and glitches, presentation, graphics, all that good stuff. This is the section that excites me the most. The game is 1.33 gigabytes. It is a tiny game and it is optimized. I don't know what the people are doing at that $1 billion AAA studio that makes whatever Call of Duty comes out every year, because Noisestorm is single-handedly showing them up, and he's one guy who taught himself how to make a game. I'm running a Ryzen 2700X, NVIDIA 2070 Super GPU, and I'm maxed out 144 frames, 1440p max settings. From that side, we're good. I mean, the graphics, it's very clean, very cool, stylized, cartoony, kind of a mix of Sea of Thieves and Fortnite. I love it. It's saturated, it's vibey, it's amazing. Speaking of vibes, the soundtrack, oh my God. Typically you take music and you put it down to 0. It's impossible not to have a fun time while playing that game unless you have a couple bad runs like I did in a row, and then you get a little salty because you're a child and you can't handle losing in a game. But anyway, this is the main point I want to make. If you ignored my annoying voice for this entire video so far, hear this one point. If this is the starting point, if the game is only going to get better from here out, I'm afraid for the rest of the gaming industry. No game should be this good. It's insane how well made this game is, how much more fun it is than I thought it would be. Obviously, I had high hopes and this absolutely shattered all of my expectations. It's so much fun, so refreshing, and overall fantastic. And we already know we're getting more of everything. By the time this hits early access, the game might be twice as big as it is now, and it's only gonna get bigger from that point also. This game is good. Do not sleep on it. Hopefully, when it hits early access in April, you got $10 burning a hole in your pocket. You can check it out. My God, he could easily charge $40 to $50 for this game right this second as is. That's about all I got. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're pumping out daily YouTube videos on this game. At this point, we're streaming on Twitch all weekend long for the next 2.5, almost 3 months until that April 1st release date. White boy pointing at the camera. I never know how to finish these because I'm awkward. Deuces.